Hi there people, Kerry here from Rolly's Discus. So just thought I'd do a video today in terms of, and this is part one of part two, in terms of medicating your discus. Now I'm not a huge believer in terms of medications, and certainly your first go-to in terms of any sick discus or discus that are off their food is water change. Always if the fish don't look well, or first thing to always do is a big water change and see if that as that will often fix any remedies. So these two videos are focused mainly on potassium permanganate. I do have, it's often a question that comes up, so my other sort of two go-to medications that I use is a flubendazole based wormer, so this is a Kasuri one, which you can't get in New Zealand anymore. So there's an equivalent that's made by Kevin Nansett, and you can find him on the Discus NZ page. So that's used for worming the discus. Often if your discus look emancipated and dark, they've got a problem with internal parasites, and that certainly is a good treatment and a must to have on hand from time to time. The second one I use is formalin. I mainly use that in terms of my fry. It works similar to potassium permanganate, but it just enables me to vary it a little bit. Sometimes the small fry will benefit from a formalin treatment if the potassium permanganate doesn't work. It can be quite hard to get these days in terms of the pet shop, but certainly a handy one to have as well. The main one we're talking about today is the old KMN04, or potassium permanganate Condy's crystals. Where you buy it in crystal form, and I always pick it up from the garden centre. Your chemist will probably have it as well, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper at the garden centre normally. What I do is I don't use it in crystal form. What I do is take 20 grams of the crystals, and it's important that you weigh them out very accurately, and you mix that with 1 litre of clean water, and something like an old Coke bottle or whatever, so you put the 20 grams of crystals inside the bottle, a bit of hot water to give it a shake and dissolve the crystals properly, and then just top it up with fresh cold water, and that'll keep for ages. Just keep it obviously in a safe place, a locked cabinet if you've got kids around, because it is highly poisonous. Then you've got your stock solution ready to go at any point in time. So potassium permanganate, it's used for sterilising, and it's basically an oxidant, but very good with your discus in terms of clearing up bacterial infections, wounds on the sides of fish, and certainly gill flukes and body flukes as well. So a great cure. So of course when you're using it, it's important to measure, and so we've got the old spoons there. Of course I normally use the teaspoon version, which is 5 mils. Dissolve it in a bit of water in a jug to add it to wherever you're treating the fish. Now it's important that if you've got a planted tank, or a tank running with a filter or a sump, it's important that you don't let the potassium permanganate kill off, because as well as killing bad bacteria, it will kill off all the good bacteria as well. So make sure you turn off your filter, or even better still in terms of your filter, just take the inlet and outlet hoses out, put them in a bucket, and keep cycling your filter whilst your canister filter whilst you're doing the treatment, and treat the fish in the tank as a bath, which is a longer timed treatment, or for adult discus what I'll often use is a dip, which I'll do in a 10 litre container, and obviously there's different usage rates in terms of the stock solution for doing that. That it's that important. I have a sign up in the fish room here, so yeah, my sort of stock standard go-to is for adults in terms of a bath or a dip in a bucket. Use 5 mils of that stock solution for 10 litres, and you simply catch the fish out of the tank, have the bath ready to go with a very vigorous air stone in it, drop the fish in, time it accurately in terms of no more than 15 minutes, and keeping an eye on the fish at all times. If they start to look really unwell, immediately net the fish out and put them back in the tank. But most fish, well, I've yet to kill a fish using that bath rate. Then the other one I do in tank, and which will so today I'll show you the bath in a bucket, but the longer treatments I do, and I actually do 2 of them. I can do a 4-hour treatment in tank with the filter or the sump switched off, so that there's just the water in the tank itself, if it is bare bottomed, of course. Don't do it in a planted tank. And I'll use 1 mil of stock solution per 10 litres. So, and you can do that for up to 4 hours, or sometimes I'll go slightly stronger and use about 2 mils of stock solution for about an hour, just in terms of varying it around. But very small fry, yeah, I normally use the 1 mil of stock solution in the little guy's tank, and yeah, that's what we're doing in here with these 2 tanks today. Yeah, I regularly once a week bath my fry, but that's only mainly because of the you know, the density at which I'm keeping them and the rate at which I'm feeding them and so forth, to make sure that you know, we don't get a sick fish that's going to contaminate the other fish. So yeah, so what we'll do, we'll set up and get ready just to do the dip or the bath for adults in a bucket, and I'll be back to you shortly once I just get all that set up. Cheers, guys. So back again here, people, and yeah, so what I've done is I've added into this bucket half-filled 20-litre pail, so 10 litres of water, and I've put in 5 mils of the stock solution. So you can see that the 2 fish there are swimming around, they're fairly happy. You'll notice I've got truckloads of air going, as the potassium permanganate, of course, being an oxidizer, it'll strip the oxygen out of water in no time, so they'd probably simply die if we didn't have air in there as well. But yeah, they've been in for a couple of minutes. Hard to show you adding them, of course, because one-handed operation catching fish is not really possible. But yeah, so stopwatch is on and watching that carefully. I'll keep a good eye on them, but yeah, come 15 minutes the alarm will go off, and yeah, we'll pull the fish out and put them back in the tank. So we're back again, people, and just coming up 15 minutes on these fish. So simply all I'm going to do is just catch those, and then drop them back into the tank. So That's one. I'm actually splitting these guys up and putting them in separate tanks, so there you go there. Just a little let that guy settle down a bit. Obviously a bit grumpy. Here's the other fish that I had in that bath with him. Yeah, little bit grumpy, but yeah, within an hour it'll be back to normal and happy as. So that was the treatment in terms of the dip. That's the 5 mils for 15 minutes. Of course, just dump that and tip it out. And so in the next video, I'll show you just about treating in the tanks. Remembering, of course, we're talking clear bottom tanks here, not planted tanks. If you've got a planted tank, obviously you'd need to have a separate hospital tank or something that can let the fish out to put in to do the longer term bath treatment based on 1 to 2 mils for between 1 and 4 hours. So we'll catch you soon. Bye.